casting your vote in an outhouse? What the heck is going on? Hello everybody, it's Joe Ditzel. I'm back on the bicycle. I've got a crazy story for you out of New Hampshire, but before we get to that, how are you doing? I hope everything is good in your world. Let's get right to it. All right, so listen to this story. A farm stand in New Hampshire, that's a roadside stand where farms sell their own produce. Well, the owner of the farm had a good idea. He moved his two-hole outhouse to the parking lot of the farm stand so that voters, if they wanted to, could make a symbolic vote for either the Republican candidate or the Democratic candidate by casting a ballot in one of the two holes. That's right. You could vote by casting your ballot into a hole in an outhouse. He's also put together these sort of do-it-yourself homemade figures of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and using masks that you can buy of those two people, and you put them on like mannequins and stuff. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love this idea. I mean, it could open up a whole new style of voting. Like, maybe we should go to completely nationwide outhouse voting. It'd be so much simpler. If you just feel like your vote is wasted, it would just go down in the hole, never to be seen again. This idea has multiple benefits. First of all, I think it's going to get people out to vote. One of the problems we've had in this country for many years, as in many countries, is that people just don't vote. Would you be more excited to go vote if you could cast your ballot into a hole in an outhouse? Yeah, you would. But we've got to put our heads together and figure out, how will this idea evolve? When the country goes to electronic voting, will we have to go to electronic flushes? I don't know. And what about voter fraud? How do we know that the person going into the outhouse is actually the person that is on the registration to cast the ballot? And what will be on the sticker that says you voted? You know that little sticker they give you that says, I voted? What's going to be on there? A little picture of an outhouse? I don't know. And this outhouse idea is perfect for this election because, to be honest with you, I can't take it anymore. I can't wait for this election to be over. At first it was kind of fun. Now it's just a big pain in the ass. As I've said in many elections in the past, these are our two best, the best and the brightest. This is the top of the heap, pick of the pack, cream of the crop, number one and moving higher all the time? I sure hope as heck not. One candidate is really a product of the past, so that means things are going to remain basically the same. And the other candidate is out of his mind. I just don't think Gary Johnson is sound as an alternative to the leading two candidates. Now, I understand that not everybody, including me, is a foreign affairs expert, but when he was asked by MSNBC what foreign leader, current or ever in history, that he admired, and he didn't answer. He says he didn't answer because he didn't have anybody that he admires, and I find that A, hard to believe, and B, I just think he couldn't think of a foreign leader. You could kind of tell. I think one of the problems we're having in this country is that on either side of the aisle, these days, there's no room for a gray area. There's no room for reaching across the aisle. If you reach across the aisle, it's a sign of weakness. So, as a result, we remain stagnant, stuck, and with the same problems that we had 4 years ago. I thought politicians were supposed to be good at negotiating, good at making concessions, good at working out deals for the betterment of both parties. Is that a lost art? Isn't that kind of the job? So I think this guy in New Hampshire has the best idea I've heard in this presidential race so far. He gets my vote for most innovative idea to move the country forward in 2016. In fact, if he ran for president, he just might get my vote. Folks, that's all I've got for now. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Woo!